Hey, what's up, everybody in YouTube land? What's happening? CC Talk here again, doing an update over Days of Our Lives, picking up from right where I left off in the previous video on to about September 12th, 2017. So let's go ahead and get it started. So, the first story I wanted to address is the Brady, Nicole, and Eric storyline and how that's turning out. I think it's starting to get better as the days go on. We all know that this is probably, Eric Zucker's exit storyline. I'm loving the fact that Eric and Nicole are starting to build up, I guess you could say, those feelings for each other, at least on Eric's end. Like he's seeing this nice and wholesome Nicole that he's always wanted to see ever since Jensen Ackles played, Eric. I mean, Eric has always wanted to see this nice, wholesome Nicole. And the fact that they've been working at that community center and she's got her baby back and she's starting to have that motherly stuff about her. I mean, it just warms Eric's heart and it's just making him, just want her. And now Brady sees that the more Eric is starting to develop his feelings more for Nicole, and how Nicole's steadily talking about she wants to work at that community center more and more. Brady's insecurities is starting to flourish up again, and it's upsetting him. And it's a more subtle way of him being insecure and upset by it, because had this been Deimos would have been so off the rails and annoying, and he just would have been just a fucking mess. But with Brady, I like how Ron is, like I said, is subtly tapping into Brady's inner Kiriakis, because yes, he's John Black's son, but it's always annoyed me that here's this Brady Black and he has Kiriakis blood running through him, and he doesn't even tap into that every once in a while. And so here it is, finally, the perfect opportunity for him to tap into it, because he was the one that blackmailed or bribed the judge to get Nicole's baby back for her. And and now he wants to control Nicole again in a very subtle way, trying to keep her away from Eric. Of where it's going, because that's classic soap. The two brothers, doing it out over this woman that they both have equal history and love for. And while I'm not a Brady and Nicole fan by any stretch, I do recognize that they do have fans, so you have to cater to both of those fan bases. With Eric and Nicole, like, yeah, of course, mostly everybody's rooting for Eric and Nicole, but you know the fact of the matter is, it makes sense for these two brothers to be in this triangle with Nicole. So again, I'm liking that. The next story that I am so proud that ended on an upswing was that damn Steve, Kayla, Trip, and Joey storyline. Who knew you could write Steve and Kayla, give them a story, or at least, finish off their story with so much, conflict, type. I'm just so happy that Ron finally did something with that, because that was another story that was going around and around and around, and there was no end in sight with that. The constant guilt Joey was feeling killing Ava, and Trip wanting his revenge on whomever killed his mom that he never knew, and Kayla and Steve trying to keep it a secret, and Kayla sitting up here with my boy ain't going to prison, and Mary Beth Evans, bitch, she was knocking them performances out of the water. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you talk about some. I mean, she went to the school of Tyler Perry acting one-on-one. She was bringing it, honey. I was here for Mary Beth Evans. She was just giving it to me. Stephen Nichols, he was doing his thing, but man, that Mary Beth Evans, she was just bringing it home, and all them scenes, talking about she didn't want to lose her son, and then later on, after her son went to prison, and Trip wanting to give her the money towards the hospital that he got from Ava. She like, I want that money. That's blood money. I loved it. And then I love how, Steve, is, called Kayla out on her mess. Like, basically, like, how she's been with the whole situation and how they need to put the Ava past behind them. I said, yes, Steve, yes, finally. Can we put this Ava mess behind y'all? Because this is y'all only storyline from what it seems. It's like ever since y'all came back, 2007? It's like that's all y'all storyline has been. It's been about Ava. Can we finally get past this Ava garbage? And I'm so glad Steve, put it out there. So those performances, I mean, the young man who played Joey, he left the show all right, in terms of where the story had ended, and he acted it out okay. But like I said, the standout performance was Mary Beth Evans. She just delivered, and I am looking forward to seeing more of the transitional period with Steve and Kayla and Trip, and particularly with Trip and Kayla, how they can mend their fences and get along as stepson, stepmother, so we'll see how that plays out. Then, the doppelganger story. Okay. Y'all know how I feel about doppelganger stories. I'm not the biggest fan of those in daytime. I'm just not. I just don't like them. However, at least Ron, thus far, has had me laughing with it. Because I couldn't stand on Young and the Restless, for the last 2 years, when fake Jack and real Jack, and, how fake Jack was raping Phyllis, and they were trying to make it all suspenseful, and having Phyllis all stupid, and I just couldn't stand it. And yes, Gina Tognoni pulled out a performance towards the end of it. She won herself an Emmy, but no, I hate when doppelganger storylines, at least in daytime, is told so serious. No, I don't like it. If you're gonna tell a ridiculous soap trope, at least make it hilarious. And I think, I know with Ron, he has that ability to make me laugh at it. And by Dave's standards, he's knocking out that whole dramedy aspect of this story, because Hattie put Andre on blast in that damn press conference, called him out for his evil deeds in the past, talking about he killed people, he's a serial killer, he's a nut job, and then, how she was trying to hightail it out of, Salem, because, she wanted to leave because her tail was between her legs because of that, but also because Roman broke her heart, and stuff like that. She kind of, she flopped on that, trying to be Marlena and whatnot, and she got a heart broken with it. And you just felt for Hattie and stuff. And then Hope came by and was like, I know it's you, Hattie. I don't know why you playing. I know it's you. And Hattie's like, it ain't me. I am Marlena Evans. I got a conference to go to. And then all of a sudden, her clothes got dumped out on the floor. All these tacky clothes came out, loud tacky clothes came out, and then that's when she finally just, she just came clean to Hope in this whole confession, subtle, but, it's just adorable kind of way. And I love the friendship between Hattie and Hope, because, Hope has always had, like, good girlfriends, like with Kayla and Jennifer, Marlena, and Billy, if she wasn't trying to fuck her man Bo at the time. But I absolutely adore Hope and Hattie having this friendship together, because Hattie got her out of prison, gave her a get out of prison free card several months ago, and then now Hope is like, look, Hattie, I love you, but girl, I just got my badge back. I love you, but you're going to have to go downtown with me. I'm going to read you your rights, But, I mean, it's, it's a type of on Hope's end, at least it's like what is that term called? Tough love that she's giving Hattie, you know? So I just love them together. I really do. I love the fact that Hope actually does have a genuine friend with Hattie. You know what I'm saying? But then on the flip side, you see Bonnie. Bonnie is over there at the Kiriakis mansion, of course, eating up all their food, living over there with Justin. Victor's freaked out by quote unquote Adrian. He thinks it's Adrian. He thinks Adrian just done went cuckoo, you know, and he's freaked out. Every time she puts her hand on one of Maggie's valuable little miniature statues, Maggie has to kindly take it out of her hands. Maggie's acting like your typical uppity matriarch with millions now. Like, you can just see it on Maggie's face. Like, what's wrong with this crazy ass bitch? Like, like something's wrong. And you know, Bonnie wants to, you know, get revenge on Maggie because of the whole situation that happened between, you know, those two and Mickey. And that happened like back in the mid 2000s and stuff. That was some good storytelling. It was funny, but it was still good. And she wants to get revenge on Maggie about that. But then you get Sheila, who is involved in it now, because Sheila was in the clink with the actual Adrian, and Adrian gave Sheila a message in her get out of prison, you know, take care card, and told her to give it to the Kiriakises. And Sheila goes over there to the Kiriakis house, and she sees Bonnie, and Bonnie's like, you can't blow up my spot. You can't blow up my spot. And Sheila's like, I don't care about you. I want to be compensated. If you don't want your secret out, I want to be compensated. And so, you know, Bonnie is like freaking out because she knows if her spot is blown, she going right back to Statesville. So that's when Bonnie offered her a job as the maid. Sheila's like, I don't want to be no damn maid. That's work. And so Bonnie's like, look, I don't have any of that money yet that you want. You know, I'm going to have to, you know, hold off on giving it to you because I don't, one, max out, you know, the Adrian, you know, the real Adrian's credit cards, and two, I just don't have that type of coin yet. And so Sheila's like, well, until you get it, I'll take the job as a maid, but I'm going to need a room with a balcony, and I'm not cleaning. You can forget it. So I am living for T-Boz, you know, being Sheila. I hope, you know, Ron hasn't done anything bad to Sheila because, you know, they filmed this stuff 5-6 months back. So I'm praying that Sheila is still alive and well, and she is the, you know, the help. And she's, you know, by the end of the story, I hope that something does come out between Sheila and Bonnie. But you know, T-Boz, she's rocking it. I love that she's actually talking the way hood people talk. Like, she's actually giving me, you know, street slang. I love it because, you know, I know some people are going to be like, well, why is she talking like that? Well, because she's from the street. Sheila is not, she's not going to sound prim and proper. You know what I'm saying? She's not going to sound prim and proper. She's not supposed to. So I love the fact that she's saying stuff like, you know, yeah, them Kiriakises, they some ballers, you know, and she's sitting on their couch, eating up their food, watching her stories. I love it. So I'm glad Ron is staying true to the Sheila character, knowing that this girl is from the street, she's hood, will play up, you know, whatever, I guess you could say, quote unquote, stereotypes with her, so as long it's in character. So I'm here for that. I'm glad. Hey, T-Boz might be making a little bit of a play for that special guest nominee. I'm just, you know, for the Emmys. I'm just saying, you know, hey, if Ron Carlivati could get Donna Mills an Emmy, I know he can get T-Boz an Emmy, or at least a nomination. Come on now. there's that. Then we got Sonny, Paul, Chad, and Abby. They're planning to have a double wedding. And if you watch Monday's episode, which in my opinion was probably the best episode Days has had in years, okay? So if you haven't watched it, watch it on the NBC app or on the NBC On Demand, okay? Just saying. September 11th episode now. There was a final scene where, what was it? At the sanitarium, at the cuckoo farm scene, where somebody came in on a gurney and he was clenching, and you tell it's a man's hand. He was clenching his hand on, the metal material on the gurney. And people started to speculate online, oh my God, is this Will? Is it Ben? Well, it is Ben. Robert Scott Wilson is coming back, y'all. And I'm willing to bet he's going to come in and wedding crash, the double wedding. And I am looking forward to seeing his chemistry with Marcy Miller and how that all plays out between those two. Because, he had really good chemistry with Kate Mansi. So I'm going to look forward to seeing Marcy Miller play up that newfound Abby, vulnerable heroine type, and that should be good. That should be really good. So I'm looking forward to that. And with Will not too far around the corner, because his first air date, I think it's supposed to be either today or Friday. I'm not sure. But be on the lookout for that. He's supposed to be coming back then because Brandon Dattilo, he's given some really good performances. At least, in my opinion, he's making a play for the supporting actor category. He's doing the damn thing, doing the whole dramedy thing. Lucas is off the rails again. He's back drunk. He's lost Adrian. He's thinking about Will again. He wants his son back. I mean, his life is just in parallel. He's just going, insane. Now, while I've never been a big Lucas fan, like I said, I have appreciated and absolutely, been here for Brian Dattilo, in terms of acting, and, I'm just glad that he's getting his opportunities under Ron to show that he is a very good actor if you give him the material and you don't sideline him, you know what I'm saying? So that is, that's great for him. And now that Will is coming back and Sammy will be coming back soon, he's just going to get, more airtime and, more real material for the Emmys next year. So I'm glad Brian Dattilo is bringing it at the right time in the year where he could just, again, stock his clips up for next year's Emmys. Okay, so there's that. And let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Last but not least, Rafe and Hope talked about their engagement. I think it was at Tuesday's episode, and I could tell like Hope is already starting to get this whole vibe of cold feet. This is too good to be true because Hope has had a rough couple of years as a heroine. You know what I'm saying? From Aiden playing her for a fool, Bo coming back for 2.5 seconds, dying of a brain tumor, her daughter getting raped, then of course, having to deal with killing Stefano. She's just been a fucking mess, but the only happiness that she has had has been Rafe being by her side, and they've been, romantic together. And I will say, I am liking how Ron, even in those scenes from Tuesday, I liked how Ron is, I guess you could say, he is writing them more as a mature, middle-aged couple. Because when Higley was writing them, Higley was going around and around and around, no end in sight, and she would write them so fucking juvenile, where it's like with Hope and Rafe, again, they can still have fun. Don't get it twisted. And be, have their happy moments. But as a middle-aged couple, there's probably going to be some things in your life where you're going to have to address. And here is one of them. And I like the fact that Hope doesn't want to rush going down the aisle with Rafe because he already wants to be like, oh, well, let's just go downtown and, get a marriage license already, do it like that. And I'm like, Rafe, did you not forget the kind of couple of years she's had? Like, come on, dude, like, settle down, slow down, you know what I'm saying? Stop, but at least with Hope, she does want to take things a little bit more slowly because I think she's getting that vibe of something is too good to be true. I know I've read in the fall preview, they are supposed to be, the new commissioners at the Salem PD. I'm kind of perturbed about that because I still feel like Hope should be the commissioner by herself, considering Hope has been there way longer. And, even when before Bo joined the damn Salem PD, Bo was mostly like, he was more of a rebel. He did what he wanted to do. Where Hope, she wanted to be more the upstanding citizen and wanted to be a cop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I really wish that they could get away from that whole sexist angle with Hope where she has to share duties with a man in order for her to be successful. No, Hope can be successful on her own. Apparently, I guess maybe a little bit of conflict is going to come up from that as well. So we'll see eventually, but I am liking that Ron is making the attempt, whether you like him or not, making the attempt of writing Rafe and Hope into a more mature, middle-aged couple that have adult problems and yet they can still be in a loving, committed relationship together. So I like that. But other than that's Days of Our Lives, people. I have really been liking it. I think Ron, Sherry, and Ryan, they're getting their ducks in a row. They're doing the damn thing. And it's watchable. It's entertaining again. And, yeah, if you're not watching Days, you need to be fucking watching Days. We need to get these ratings up before the next renewal comes, towards the end of the year. Because we want this shit to get renewed for another, 2-3 more years, okay? It's because I'm seeing that the ratings have also gone up. And they're going up at the right time, considering that the returns that they're going to bring in, Eileen Davis and Allison Sweeney, Chandler's coming back, Louise Sorrell, Tyler Christopher, and then later in 2018, Lisa Rinna is coming back. So yeah, the ratings are going up, but they're going up in a positive way because of the storytelling, not just because of the returns. So again, if you're not watching, get into watching it again, because Days is getting its fun back again, and they're slowly getting the romance back, and they're slowly, like I said, they just have been, dividing the pie well between pretty much everybody in the cast. Where I think the last 2.5 years, they have not done a very good job with. Ron is doing a very good job at, like I said, spreading that wealth between characters and stories and blending some people together with others that you haven't seen before, so I'm here for this. I'm loving it. And, I'm going to trust in Ron that by the end of the year, Days is probably going to have some big stuff. Like, they're going to, like I said, their stories are just going to be off the chain. And hopefully with, the numbers coming back in terms of the ratings, hopefully the ratings will be back too. So, yeah, so if you're not watching Days, please get back watching it. It's starting to become entertaining again, must-see TV. And, yeah, so anyways, feel free to rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this review, and I will talk to you all later. Peace for now. Bye.